Right, so welcome back, guys, and welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here, my binary team, bringing you guys another video. Today, I'm giving you guys my review for the 100 Season 7, Episode 11, Etherea. Now, if the 100 is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. There to miss more 100 rated content from me moving forward. Now, let's begin. We start this episode off, and it's a very much Bellamy-centric episode. It picks up pretty much right after him and the disciple hostage he took in episode 5, Welcome to Bardo, end up on the planet of Etherea. Now, this is a very interesting episode. Right off the bat, you got Bellamy who lands here, and he's shocked, one, I guess, to be alive, and that he's on another planet. Now, once he does get there, you got him being attacked by the disciple he had taken hostage. Now, he easily is able to overpower this disciple and injure him and pretty much leaves him for dead. Now, he does go and explore the planet and try to figure out, where he is, maybe how to get off the planet. And while he's doing that, he ends up realizing that the disciple he killed, or tried to kill, is actually still alive. And he kind of puts his guard back up as to he doesn't know what to expect from this guy. Now, he does end up finding him in this cave, and Bellamy does decide to help him. He fixes his leg that he had broken, and he pretty much nurses the guy back to care. Now, at the same time, you got Bellamy who finds the whole thing regarding the disciples and their propaganda. And you got this guy, Dolce, I think it's his name, and he tries to convince Bellamy of what the shepherd teaches him. He tries to teach him the prayer and everything. And similar to Gabriel in the previous episode, Bellamy just doesn't care. He just ignores him and just doesn't really care for this guy. And he just says he's just using him to get off the planet and get back to his friends. And of course, similar to all the other disciples, you got Dolce saying you're selfish because you care about other people instead of the entirety of mankind, which is what the disciples have been taught to believe in. And Bellamy just disagrees with him and says that no, he cares about his friends, and that's what pretty much is more important to him than anything else. Now, after some time, you do get the two of them deciding that once Dolce is healed and ready to go on, the two of them decide to head out to try to figure a way out. And it's revealed in this part that Etherea is the planet where Cadigan had his vision of enlightenment and the idea of transcendence, which is very interesting. And the cave that they were in was part of his journey to finding transcendence, which is really cool. Now, they eventually get to this mountain as they're trying to figure out a way off. Now, this was another area where Cadigan had, wrote about in his book, and this was is like one of the obstacles that they had to get over. Now, it's a very high mountain, and Bellamy was gonna go up first and help Dolce up after the fact. However, Dolce talks him into having him go up first, and then he'll help Bellamy up. Now, Bellamy is up, doesn't trust him totally, as he believes that the guy's gonna leave him. And at first, Bellamy gets nervous as after Dolce gets up the hill, he doesn't throw down the rope so Bellamy can come up. But after a few seconds, he does throw down the rope, allowing Bellamy to go up with him, which is very interesting. I did like the level of distrust in between Bellamy. It makes sense, and I do like what they do with his character as in regards to similar to Gabriel and not trusting this guy. And that overall did set up a pretty good beginning to this story for the episode. Now, then you got Bellamy and Dolce heading on their trek to the Anomaly Stone on Etherea. Now, while they're on the trek, they end up getting stuck in this huge snowstorm. Now, Dolce tells Bellamy that they should seek out shelter and ride out the storm, while Bellamy protests, saying that they should keep going, and as long as they keep going, the sooner they'll get to the stone, and the sooner he'll get back to his people. Now, Dolce continues to protest, saying that they should find shelter, which at that point, Bellamy decides to go off on his own and find his own shelter, or to keep going on his trek. However, while he's out on his trek, he does end up passing out, and Dolce ends up going back and finding him and bringing him to his shelter that he had found in another cave. Now, this is very interesting because one thing I did like here is that he saves his life and brings him to this cave. Now, earlier in the episode, when Bellamy was saving his life, when Dolce woke up, Bellamy said, "What? They don't say thank you and where you're from." And then this is Bellamy. You got Dolce. He uses the same exact line to Bellamy. I really like that. Now, Bellamy does thank him and says that they're even now. And while they're in the cave, he does find old objects that are from Earth. And while he's in the cave as well, Dolce shows him the altar in which he tells him that that's where the shepherd found his enlightenment. Now, Bellamy again continues to disbelieve him and says that he's crazy and it's just a bunch of propaganda. Now, while they're in the cave for a while, you got Dolce who begins repeating the whole shepherd prayer. Now, at that moment, Bellamy realizes that he's heard of it before, and while he found the stuff from Earth, he found a picture, and it's the picture showing Cadigan, and that's when he realized that the shepherd is Cadigan. Now, at that point, you got the two of them who just continue to be in the cave for a while. Bellamy says that he has lost track of days, and that's how long it's been. So he does end up talking with Dolce, and Dolce begins to kind of teach him again and talks to him about the shepherd's teachings. And Bellamy, while not believing in him, decides, what the hell, let's try this out. And Dolce leads him in the shepherd's prayer, and the two of them recite it, and Bellamy, I guess, goes into this trance, and he ends up seeing his mom go into the altar room and sees his mom. Now, at that point, you got her who tells him, I guess it's the moment where he kind of becomes one of the disciples, and his mother pretty much says that you just got to go towards the light. And at that point, I'm assuming he does kind of believe, and at that point he returns back to his body, and him and Dolce go back outside, and they realize that the storm has stopped just at the moment where Bellamy had stopped, or had pretty much reached his own enlightenment. Now, from there we got Dolce and Bellamy who continue on their trek. They reach another hill or mountain, and the two of them begin climbing the mountain. And while they're climbing, though, Bellamy is on top and Dolce is following behind. Now, as they're climbing, though, the rope begins to snap and break, and Dolce tells him to go without him and let him go, as he has given Bellamy everything he needs, the codes to get to the anomaly stone and enter the information in so he can get back to his friends, and that let him go and so Bellamy can survive. However, Bellamy says he's not going to leave him, and the two of them begin reciting the shepherd's prayer, and then he's able to pull Dolce up, and they're able to make it to the top of the mountain where the anomaly stone is. Now, once they get to the anomaly stone, you got two of them, and Dolce enters the code so that they can open up the anomaly and go through it and get back to Bardo. Now, once the anomaly stone activates, the portal opens underneath the mountain that they just climbed up. Now, Bellamy is very reserved, as he is scared to jump off the mountain and into the anomaly, believing that he'll, I guess, die. Now, Dolce tries to tell him, look, you gotta believe this is another test by the shepherd. You jump and you'll make it. Now, he jumps down, and Bellamy watches and still is questioning whether he should jump or not. However, after a few moments, he agrees and decides to jump and follow Dolce. Now, they both return to the stone room in Bardo, and they meet up with Cadigan. Now, this is kind of a plot hole that I kind of have, because how is the Cadigan in there right at that moment when they would return? Like, it feels like a bit forced. So I'm taking off points there. But they return there, and Dolce and him see the shepherd, and Bellamy, it's revealed that Bellamy has fully become one of the disciples and devout to him, and he kneels before Cadigan, calling him my shepherd. Now, that was really cool. I do like that. Now, at this point, you got him who tells Bellamy that his friends are there, but they've gotten into some trouble. Now, we then move to see Clark and her people in the same dining hall that we saw Gabriel and Cadigan in the previous episode. Now, Bellamy and them Clark and them are trying to figure out what to do, and Clark says she's going to turn herself over and so that she can help them, and says that she'll make a deal to have her people sent back to Sanctum, and she'll stay behind to help them. Now, the group protests this, saying that that's not a good idea, and they won't let her sacrifice herself like that. However, before she can actually do that, you got Cadigan who shows up, and Clark goes to try to tell him what she's gonna do. However, at that moment, Bellamy comes in and is revealed to be alive, to everybody's shock. Now, Octavian and the rest, and Echo and her, begin to go towards her. However, the disciples hold them at gunpoint, and they allow Clark to go towards her and give him a hug. Now, as she's doing that, she tells Bellamy that she lied to Cadigan, saying that she had the key, and that not to tell him because that's what he wants. Now at that moment, it's you got Bellamy who betrays them and tells Cadigan that Clark doesn't have the key and that it's been destroyed. Now at that moment, you got everybody who just looks at Bellamy shocked, and that's pretty much where the episode ends. Now overall, I found this episode kind of okay to meh. It's probably an episode I probably would never go back and watch again. And I liked it because we did get to see something from the disciples' eyes, and I like how they made one of our people on the disciples' side, and I feel like it's very good and helpful. So I'm very excited to see where that goes. But again, it's not an episode that I probably go back to. It was kind of boring. As much as I love Bellamy as a character, I just didn't care. It felt boring. And this is just one I probably want to go back to. But let me know all your thoughts and opinions about it in the comment section down below. If I had to give this episode a grade, I'd probably give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Nothing higher than that. It just felt like a weak episode. Again, nothing I go back to watch. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions about the episode in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, that's my review of the 100 Season 7 Episode 11, Etherea. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way, miss any more 100 rated content from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the back section of my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision Hero Boy Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.